Hey guys, Banana Luck here. Welcome back to another Watch Your Rounds video. In this video, we'll be talking about the reset book that most of us got with the sign-ins. So there we go. We've only ever had the reset book twice in the entire game. We haven't gotten any other similar resources since then. I think the closest would be the reset events. I think specifically it was for Boreas, Assault, but it was specific to the hero. You couldn't reset anyone else. I think recently with Kai as well, you were given a choice to reset him if you didn't like the rework that he got. But the reset book, we've only ever gotten two of it, and I still have both. So one of the Discord mods was like talking to me the other day, and I said I still have my two reset books, and it's like sounds like you've never made a mistake at all with this game. I just told him that, the biggest mistake I probably made with this game was starting it in the first place. So yeah, enough with the jokes. Reset books, what do? They basically revert all the resources that you put into a hero back to you in its original form. So what does that mean? For example, my arrogance here is A5, but I do have two arrogance soulstones that I bought from the Dwarven shop. And you can see that I will get two of the arrogant soulstone, three copies of him, all the gold, XP, dust, and everything that I put into him. So he'll be reset to level 1, and one reset book will be used. So obviously we're not going to be using this book for two instances, that's 100%. Number one, we're not going to use it blindly just to get back skill crystals. That's the worst way that you can actually use the reset book, because the reset book can be, game changing in some scenarios, which I'll talk about later. So definitely do not reset it just for skill crystals, and definitely do not reset your units unless you have a purpose for the resources that are behind it. So what are the instances that you should reset it? Most of the time it's going to be because you have an unpolished soulstone, or you have a normal polished soulstone in that hero. So what do I mean? I have three polished soulstones. They're actually all in Eova. You can see here, legendary hero soulstone. I have none at the moment. All three are in Eova. So when would I decide to reset Eova? Very simple. When I need these three soulstones for an awakening. So what are the instances? For example, I want A3 Pope. Then bam, I will reset Eova, put the two soulstones into Praetors, and then I'll decide again what I want to do with the last one. Do I want to put it back into Eova, or use it for another purpose? Other instances are gonna be like A3 Ingrid. That's huge. If I do pull an Ingrid somehow in the next banner, that's upcoming on 28 December, then I'm definitely gonna reset my Eova and put the soulstones into Ingrid instead. Yes, I would definitely lose out on BP. Eova has way better BP than Ingrid, but Ingrid is going to be used in much more areas such as Arena, as well as GVG, and also generic content such as like Boris Codex or the Pelagios Codex as well. Those are places that I'll use A3 Ingrid. And those are the only times that I would say lot-wise you should be resetting those units for it. There is also another candidate that's Valderon. A3 Valderon is amazing for single target arena. It really puts you at the top compared to the Valderons that are A0 or A1 or A2 even. But Valderon is only really being used in single target arena. GVG, yes, but he's not that potent there. So that's the struggle that I have. I would say that the best candidates for you to use the reset book on are either, sorry, for, not on, is gonna be either you want to awaken your Purtus or you're gonna awaken your Ingrid. And it needs to be the power spikes. If you're only resetting to like get two soulstones back and your Ingrid is A0, your Ingrid is only going to be A2 after resets, then don't do it. Do it only if there's a power spike, because these resources are very rare. You don't want to hold out on your empty soulstones and do nothing special with it. It needs to do something for you. So if you ask me, straightforward answer, either A3 Paratus or A3 Ingrid. Maybe A3 Valderon, But for the rest of the lots, I would say at the moment, until the new Nightmare lot comes in, there's really nothing worth it for you to use a reset book for. So that's for the normal polished soulstones. The next topic, unpolished soulstones. So I know there's a whole couple of people that have used the unpolished soulstone on units like Kigiri. Kigiri's A3 and A5 is amazing, especially for Samra. Even more so in GVG as well in Ingrid teams, as well as in some arena teams as well. The other potential candidate is going to be Last. A5 Last is amazing. And the other upcoming unit that we have that people might want to save your reset book for is going to be Wukong. Wukong has an amazing A1, A3 and A5, but I think A3 and A5 are the game-changing one in terms of damage. So reset books are really like backup plans for you to reset these heroes. Maybe in the future you pull more copies of them, and right now you want a power spike to maybe keep up in certain parts of the game. That could be in arena, it could also be in like a GVG or even Samra as well, or just PvE content such as like Immortal Codex and all that. Those are the only instances where you want to keep your reset book and use them in the future. Retrieve those resources and use it on someone else instead. For example, this unpolished soulstones on Last could potentially go to an A3 Imbra in the future, or an A3 Ajax in the instance as well. So those are really the only times that you should use your reset book, and same logic with the normal soulstones. Unless you're going to get a power spike out of it, don't use your reset books. It's the same logic as with your soulstones as well. Don't put them into a unit until you are potentially going to see, big damage coming out from it. For example, I have last year A2. If I only have 2 soulstones, I'm not going to drop it into Last because I know Last needs A5 to shine really well. But on the other hand, if I have Kigiri and I have 3 soulstones, that makes sense for me to drop the unpolished soulstones, 3 of it all into him just so that he gets that power spike at A3. But if it's gonna be like A2 or A1, that is a no-go because you're not gonna be doing anything impactful, and who knows what you'll pull in the future. So I would say that the logic for soulstones, unpolished soulstones and reset books are pretty much the same. All in all, don't do it for stuff that are gonna come by easily. Skill crystals, you can always earn them. In fact, they even buffed the awakening shop. Right here, you can see that we actually get 2 skill crystals per week now. One of it is gonna be epic dust, one of it is gonna be legendary dust. Not sure if they'll revert it, like 1 week is gonna be 2 epic, 1 week is gonna be 2 legendary, or is it gonna be always like that? All in all, I would think that you can buy legendary skill crystals from the awakening shop on a weekly basis from here on, which is great news. So that's my point, right? Skill crystals are very easy to come by these days. No point using your reset books just to retrieve that. There's one more instance, which, as I said all the way from the start, right? This is your entrance plan. It's for you to reset your fuck-ups. So some people may have used soulstones on very weird units. I think one funny one that I saw in the main Discord was that this guy used a soulstone to actually A5 his Nocturne. I'm not sure why. Maybe he was trolling. But those are the instances where, you can go ahead to reset your Nocturne as well, because clearly the soulstone was not meant for that, or maybe you didn't know that, it's such a rare resource. But all in all, don't do it unless you have awakenings, or awakenings that you want to reach that are OP, that have power spikes. And also don't do it for the skill crystals. And most importantly, make sure that if you are using your unpolished soulstones on like a unit that you're not too sure of, you keep one of your reset books there just as a backup plan so that you can retrieve it in the future. For the whales, I know why you will want your reset books. It's to pull it out of your Praetors when you pull more copies of him in the future. So I know folks that have used the reset book to actually reset their A5 Pope so that they can retrieve the soulstones, put the real Pope copies into Pope instead after this banner, and use the soulstone somewhere else, maybe on their Ingrid, their Imrat, or their Eofa, for example. So yeah, that's the video. Very straightforward. I don't think I need more elaboration there. I hope you guys have used your reset books wisely if you have used them already. But personally, for me, I'm gonna be holding on my Eova Soulstones for a bit here. I'm gonna be keeping them with him because he's still doing great for me in terms of BP affiliation. There's really no need to change that out at the moment unless I pull a A3 in grid by some miracle towards the end of this month. So yeah, if you have any more questions, leave it down in the comment section below. I'll try my best to answer them. And yeah, if you enjoyed the content, leave a like or subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.